Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and today I am sharing my predictions for the Golden Globes. Award season is in full swing, and the Golden Globes are nearly upon us. So why not have some fun and make some good old-fashioned predictions? So for each category, I'll be going over who I think personally should win the award, as well as give my prediction on who I think will win come awards night. I'm also going to discuss the categories just a little bit on anybody I think was snubbed or any shocks that are in there. So let's go ahead and talk some Globes. I'm going to get Best Foreign Language Film out of the way right now. Unfortunately, I have not seen any of the 5. Sorry. So I'm not going to give any predictions on this because I literally have no idea. But moving right along to Best Original Song. What immediately sticks out to me, where is Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name? It is such a good song, and I am shocked that it's not nominated here, and hope that it gets some love from the Oscars. But overall, this is a really solid list. I went through and listened to the one song I hadn't heard prior, and all the other songs I loved in the context of their films. So when it comes down to who I think should win, it came down to Remember Me from Coco and This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. I think they're both really well-constructed songs. But ultimately, I think the one that should win is going to be the one that had more of an impact on the actual story of the film that it's featured, and that's Remember Me from Coco. And on this one, I think that one's also going to win. Then we move from just original songs to the full-on original score. I'm a little bit sad not to see something like Darkest Hour here. I thought that had a great score, certainly one that stuck out to me, but my favorite score of the year is on the nominee list. So who do I think should win? The Shape of Water. Who do I think will win? I also think it's going to be The Shape of Water. Alexander Desplat has been great over the past few years. He's really been like an awards juggernaut. So I think he's going to take home the prize. And I don't think any of the films here utilized their music and their score as well as The Shape of Water did. So for Best Screenplay, I have not seen The Post yet. That's the one out of these I haven't seen. But I'm shocked to not see Call Me By Your Name listed here. I think the screenplay is fantastic for that film. But I guess, hey, what can you do? I also really would have liked to see Get Out featured and get some love because another really fantastic screenplay. But out of the screenplays listed, I really think the 4 that I've seen all do have very strong screenplays. But I'm gonna go with Lady Bird should win the award. I really think it's a snappy, strong, personal screenplay from Greta Gerwig. However, I think 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri will win. Another really solid, great screenplay, so can't really fault it too much there. Then we move on to Best Director. Again, kind of shocked that Call Me By Your Name did not receive a lot of love here from the Golden Globes. It has some nominations, but overall it seemed to be left out of a lot of categories that I was expecting to see it, and I think that it deserves. And I'm also shocked to see Ridley Scott for All the Money in the World. I do think he did a very good job, and I think the film is solid, but I think there are several other directors who probably should have been in that spot. Again, I haven't seen The Post, but it is Steven Spielberg, so what can you expect with the most political of the award shows? Ultimately, I think the one that should win is the one that's going to win this award, and it's going to be Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. For Best Animated Film, I am stunned to see The Boss Baby here, and I have seen The Boss Baby on several award show nominees list, including the Annie Awards. It just is mind-boggling to me that The Boss Baby is getting all of these nominations, and something like the Lego Batman movie is not. It is insane. I think really this is going to be a 2-horse race throughout all of award season between Coco and The Breadwinner. But I think the one that should win, ultimately will win, and that's going to be Coco. Best Supporting Actress. So I have not seen Mudbound, and I also have not seen I, Tonya yet. So close. I really wish that Rebecca Hall from Professor Marston and the Wonder Women was getting a little bit of traction. I thought her performance was amazing in that film. But the three that I have seen that are nominated here are also very good. Ultimately, I think the one that should win is going to win, and I do think it is Laurie Metcalf. I think she gave the best supporting actress performance out of anyone in all of 2017. So, hopefully she gets her proper due. As for Best Supporting Actor, again, all 5 great performances, and I've actually seen all 5 of these. I would love to see Sir Patrick Stewart sneak in for the Oscar, maybe, but that's obviously a huge long shot at this point. And I think they're all great performances, but I do think that Willem Dafoe should win. His performance really kind of just stuck with me. I really enjoyed his character overall, and I think he really was the heart of that entire film. But I have a feeling that politics will come into play, and Christopher Plummer will win come Golden Globes night. Not to say his performance was not great, because it was, but I think some behind-the-scenes string pulling will get him this Golden Globe. Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical. I have not seen Leisure Seeker, so I don't know what Helen Mirren's performance is like per se, but we know it's good. It's Helen Mirren. And as I said, I also haven't seen I, Tonya, so I'm sure Margot Robbie is great, and she's actually my pick on who's going to win this award. But then it comes down to Judi Dench, Emma Stone, and Saoirse Ronan for who I think should win the award. And I have to go with Saoirse Ronan. I think she is great as Lady Bird. Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, again, 5 solid performances. I don't think Hugh Jackman really stands a chance to get nominated at the actual Oscars. I think he was better in Logan, but, you know. And while I think Steve Carell is a close second, I do think that who should win is going to win, and that is going to be James Franco for The Disaster Artist. He was fantastic. Best Actress in a Drama. Haven't seen The Post, but can we just assume Meryl Streep is great as always? As for the other 4, all fantastic performances. This is a really stacked field here, and I'm glad to see Michelle Williams getting love. Again, I wonder what kind of politics got this film nominated so much at the Globes, but Michelle Williams was fantastic. Ultimately, I think this award really comes down to Frances McDormand and Sally Hawkins. I think they gave possibly the 2 best performances, period, from either gender on the year. But I think who should win also is going to win. And just by a hair, it's going to be Sally Hawkins. And then we move on to Best Actor in a Drama. Again, haven't seen The Post, hasn't come out here yet. So, Tom Hanks, I don't know what your performance was like. Probably it was good. I am happy to see Denzel Washington getting some love in some of these award shows. I think this was actually one of his best performances in recent years. Although the film was, a little bit disappointing. I'm glad his work is at least being recognized, but it is Denzel, so. I also haven't seen Phantom Thread, so we can assume Daniel Day-Lewis is great, just don't know the film. That then leaves me with Timothée Chalamet and Gary Oldman. So I do think that Timothée Chalamet should win this award. I think he was so fantastic, he's so nuanced, and honestly, that ending alone was filled with so much, with 0 words and a long one take. But I think that Gary Oldman will win this award. He was also very, very good. A great makeup job aided it. But I just don't think it felt quite as real as Timothy's performance did. It wasn't as grounded. Then, looking at Best Picture, Comedy or Musical. We have The Disaster Artist, Get Out, The Greatest Showman, I, Tonya, and Lady Bird. Of course, we're all wondering, why is Get Out in this category? I mean, there are laughs, there's a good comedic side character, but it's clearly not a comedy or a musical. But neither was The Martian, so you can't really trust where the Globes decide to put people. So I'm gonna actually take Get Out of the picture, because it shouldn't win Best Comedy or Musical, because it's not a comedy or musical, regardless if it's the best film or not. And I think it would be foolish for the Golden Globes to award it Best Comedy or Musical, to just like shine a big old bright light on the foolishness that is their nomination process. Actually, maybe I should switch my pick to that because they'll probably do it. But that is not my choice. So when it comes down to who I think should win, I'd say The Disaster Artist. This was the funniest movie out of all of these nominees to me personally. I was laughing consistently throughout, like real laughs. It was a great heartfelt piece. It's just a great movie. But I think Lady Bird will win this award. Also deserving, also a nice comedy, a coming-of-age story, just not quite as strong as The Disaster Artist, personally. And then we get to Best Picture, Drama. We have Call Me By Your Name, Dunkirk, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. So the film that I think should win this award, just by a hair, is Call Me By Your Name. I think this is a nearly perfectly executed film. I think it is almost a perfect film from every technical standpoint you can look at. So I think it definitely should win the award. However, seeing that they didn't think to nominate it for Best Director or Best Screenplay, I don't really think it's going to win the award. Then we move to Dunkirk. I mean, I guess it could win the award, but I'm not really betting on that. So I think either The Shape of Water or 3 Billboards is going to take home the Best Drama Award. And maybe I'm just saying this because it's my next favorite and just a smidge behind Call Me By Your Name for my should win. I'm gonna pick The Shape of Water winning Best Picture Drama at the Golden Globes. So those are my predictions and my thoughts regarding the Golden Globe nominations with the ceremony just around the corner. Do you agree with who I chose to win? Do you agree with those that I think should win these awards? Let me know your picks in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. And if you liked this video, please click that like button, also down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!